Hi guys, it's Tiffany and it's Free Tarot Friday. Happy New Year, New Year's Eve here. Welcome to everybody on Instagram and everybody on Facebook and YouTube over here. We are going to go through each sign of the zodiac and just get a special reading to see what messages the spirits might have for the weekend ahead. We do Free Tarot Fridays usually at noon Central Time. Our company is Wise Guys. We're a metaphysical counseling group that offers services like tarot, astrology, mediumship, Akashic records, 9-star key, human design, all of the fun things. So looking into the clues for the mystery of your life, we're just going to start with Aries. And we already had, let's see, one little card fall out, the King of Cups. All right, so some of the Aries may be feeling their emotions, maybe feeling deep compassion for what's going on in the world, maybe feeling overwhelmed sometimes. But the idea here, Aries, is that to be the King of Cups, you've got to be the leader of your own heart. And it looks like there is some heartache going on for some of you. So the Three of Swords, this isn't going to apply to everyone. But for the Aries watching, if you've got a little bit of heartache, if you're overcoming a season of grief or a season of just feeling some of the pains, the grief of society or your own grief, know that this is a season of rest and restoration and that you're overcoming it. Hi Celeste and Marianne and other friends there on Instagram. This is a season of change, for all of us. But for our Aries in particular, it does look like overcoming some grief, feeling really emotional. Let's get a card of clarity because we're not going to leave you hanging there, right? So for our Aries, the clarity comes in the Five of Wands. And so this is really an internal challenge that you're having. It's almost like nothing, they're not driving at you. It's just traffic. You know what I mean? They're not creating conflict because of you. It's just that you're in that, you're in kind of a state of conflict. And so this is, I guess the way that you can overcome some of the broken heart, some of the grief, is to really pause and look inside at why am I having this thought? Why am I having this internal conflict? And that can be a solution or a strategy for you. Because it is New Year's Eve, I wanted to do this a little bit longer and offer everybody a spirit animal. And so looking for a spirit animal for Aries to close out the 2021 can be the possum, so looking into the messages of the possum and what that might mean. Hannah says agreed, and it's hard to hear. Yes. And you're getting lots of background noise, Celeste. It's because my phone is sitting on my computer and I don't know how to do Instagram and Facebook at the same time, and I need to learn. And thank you for letting me know. I really do appreciate it. So let's go into Taurus. Let's clear the deck for Taurus. And I'm not sure how I can fix that quickly. If you have any solutions, please let me know. All right, clearing for Taurus. And what is it that our Taurus friends need to hear for a New Year's Eve message? Something that would help bring them clarity and guidance in the season of change. All right, we got the Emperor reversed, a Five of Cups reversed, even a Seven of Cups reversed. Very interesting here. And so in some ways, Taurus, it feels like you've got so many options at work. Can I move the phone? Not really, without the sound. Is that better, Instagram? Can't do it like that. That's the other side of the computer. So for Taurus, guys, this is about so many options at work. It almost feels completely overwhelming. I think that it can be good, but it can also feel like it's really draining for some of your energy. So just being aware of what choices are in front of you at work and where you get the best ROI. Okay, good, it's better. So where do you get the most return on investment for the energy that you're pouring into your work? That would be one way of looking at this for our Taurus friends. So really considering where you're pouring your emotions, where you're spending your time, and what's the return on that. It's not like you do something to get something back, but there does come a time when you pour so much of yourself into something that it can become unbalanced. And so that's just a message to check in. What feels balanced, what feels really good to you in terms of your work. So a message of balance around work. And then a spirit animal for our Taurus friends. We get the Black Panther. So I absolutely love this card, and I actually brought it up as a reference card in one of my readings today. You know, the panthers, jaguars, they're not aimlessly wandering around. They're not trying to, they're not chasing their tails. They're not looking for, you know what I mean? They're not like going in circles. They're still, and they're waiting for life to come to them. They're waiting to respond. They're observing. And so this can be a season where you're just observing. You don't necessarily have to change anything. You're just like, wow, I'm looking at in this experiment of my life, what do I notice? You know, what can I get curious about? There are many meanings for the Black Panther, and so I encourage you guys to look at that totem animal. And then looking into Gemini, what do our Gemini friends need to hear for this season of change, the new year? Clearing for Geminis. What do they need to hear? Little fun Friday reading. Let's see, we get the Queen of Cups reversed and the Hangman. And so this can just, the Queen of Cups reversed is feeling emotional about stuff, you know, feeling a little bit upside down, feeling not really sure where things stand, feeling a lack of clarity in some ways. The Hanged Man is about taking a different perspective, and in fact I just was writing this whole newsletter about changing perspective and how it's like one of the things that I hate saying as a reader, because it's one of those words like transformation and change and taking on, you know, a different perspective, but that really is what the Hanged Man is about. It's the ice rune, if you're into runes. It's about putting something, freezing something and looking at it in the ice cube from different perspectives. And if you can't necessarily be the seer of all perspectives. And so sometimes this is about giving your situation over to a friend, a mentor, and saying, hey, this is what's going on for me in my experience. What do you see? What do you see? You know, how do you see it? How do you experience it? And that can be a way that you can get different perspectives, right? All right, so Geminis that feel a little bit upside down, a little bit out of sorts, just don't do anything right now. The Hanged Man isn't about making a move or starting a new course. This is about pausing and reassessing. And we are in a season of reassessment with the astrology. Okay, and a spirit animal for you guys. Let's see. For our Geminis. Okay. We get the blue heron. Alright, the magic of the blue heron. Okay, after Gemini comes Cancer. So let's settle in and clear the deck for any Cancers watching. What is it that our Cancers need to know for the month, for the weekend ahead, closing out 2021? Just a message of love, of spirit. Okay. Taking a deep breath in to receive. Now here we're talking. Now we're talking. All right, some of our Cancers are just feeling the love. This Ten of Cups is an outpouring of love and support in your community, in your family life. It's the happily ever after card. It's when things start falling together instead of falling apart. We've got the Emperor reversed, and so I know some of you Cancers are having some topsy-turvy stuff to do with your finances, or with your work, or with things that you've given power to, things that you have made important to you. You know what I mean? And some of that is having like maybe it's almost like you get a new chance at how the public sees you. The Emperor to me is a very 10th house card, where it's like career, but it's also public appearance. Not everybody has jobs. Not everybody has jobs because they want to have a job. You know what I mean? Some people have jobs because it's just work and it brings in money, and they don't necessarily feel that fulfilling. And that Emperor reverse to me is like that. It's like maybe there's a job that isn't that fulfilling, but it turns into something really beautiful if you'll stick with it, because the Ten of Cups is the most fulfilling, the most emotional fulfilling card in the whole deck. So, you know, if things don't look great in terms of your career, your reputation, how you want the world to see you, just hang in there and keep shining your light, because the Ten of Cups is a very emotionally fulfilling card when it comes to work and to our purpose, our purpose, how people see us. And to get a animal totem for our Cancers. Frog. Alright, so lots of good medicine in frog energy. Alright, very medicinal totem animal. Let's clear the deck also for Leos. Almost dropped them all. Okay, sorry guys. It's not going well. Let me just restack them. Alright, for Leos, let's clear the deck for Leos using this vintage Christmas deck. I'm just seeing what insider guidance we could offer Leos for the end of 2021. Closing this season out together. What is it that our Leo friends need to hear? Okay. Alrighty. We got a 7 of Pentacles and a 6 of Wands. And let's see. So to me, this is a little bit about like feeling like you're kind of doing it alone, or you're taking on a lot of the effort. Let's get a card of clarity, the High Priestess, right? And so it's like, don't forget to connect in with your inner priestess, with your inner, that feminine side that receives. You don't have to be the one to orchestrate or organize or make things happen or push or force. This isn't a season of forcing, right? This is a season of receptivity. And this High Priestess card reminds me of that for you Leos out there. Where can you sit back and receive? Where can you sit on the river and watch it flow instead of, blowing up the raft and getting out the oars and finding your way down the river? This is about just being in flow, and sometimes that's easier said than done, especially when things need to happen, or especially when you're looking or you're facing a busy season. Where can you do a little less instead of a little bit more? Okay. And then for our Leos, a spirit animal card. And for Leos. Alright, we get the raccoon. Some trickster energy in there, but definitely some spirit medicine for you with the messages of raccoon. Alright, and changing geometry, thank you for being here too. Alright, let's clear the deck for Libras. And what is it that our Libra friends need to hear? Clearing for Libras. The season of change. Any Libras watching? Okay. Alright. The Empress. And the Wheel of Fortune with the 7 of Cups reversed. So that's come up a couple of times, hasn't it? The Empress here in this deck, Empress is usually about fruits, creativity. This can be sensuality in children and a time of birthing projects. And so here we get the Wheel of Fortune, where it's like the Wheel of Fortune turns in your favor, right? This is a time when something's being born. This is a time when you're creating something. This is a time to also have great faith, right? The 7 of Cups reversed here, it's like, don't lose sight of your faith. It's almost like that anticipation feeling that we get, or that some cultures get on Christmas morning, that anticipation. If you can think of young children that celebrate Christmas, they wait all month, right? They can't wait for that morning, and they know for sure they're going to get something magical to open up, some gift from the universe, right? And so this to me is that if you can hold that anticipation, Libra, good things are coming your way. If you can hold that anticipation, that magic, that no expectation of what's in the box on Christmas morning, just the excitement to have it and to know that it's coming, that surety, that certainty will absolutely bring it to you. Alright, and then let's get a spirit animal for our Libra friends. Clearing for Libras, okay. We get the horse, power totem, very powerful medicine, it's horse medicine. So horse for Libras. Alright, let's clear the deck for Scorpio and just see what is it that our Scorpio friends might need to hear for a little New Year's Eve reading. Something fun, something that offers clarity or insight or guidance, points you in a direction that's helpful to you. Okay. Yikes. All right, we get the Ten of Cups and the Knight of Cups. And so this is a message of love. This is a message of commitment and fulfillment and having that experience of joy, that experience of true bliss, that experience of the happy family. The Knight of Cups, this can be somewhat immature, you know what I mean? So it's not the King of Cups, but they're trying, right? Like there's somebody in your life that's really trying to love you. And it's kind of new, it's kind of fresh, it kind of feels like they're taking a different angle or a different approach. And so I would say with this reading, just be open to receiving love in different ways, you know, in different ways than you have in the past. This could be through dream time, it could be through different communication styles. Let's clear the animal totem deck for Scorpio. We get the card of the skunk. Nobody wants that card, but there's medicine in this card. If you'll look it up, if you'll read what skunk means, I think you'll find some good advice there. So what are you repelling? You know what I mean? What are you repelling on purpose? Is it for protection? And do you need to be, right? Some ideas there for you. All right. And then after Scorpio comes Sagittarius. Let's just do a little reading for our Sag friends. New Year's Eve reading. What is it they need to know or hear to give a little clue on the mystery of their life? Okay. Clearing for Sag. We get the Four of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the Queen of Wands. Alright, so the Four of Cups, you know, this is about finding emotional stability. And so if you've been on an emotional wave, right, the Cups, the Four is really about stability, clarity, consistency, dependability. Where can you be more dependable with your love, with your emotions? Where can you, I say more dependable, but then we also have the Hanged Man, which is like, who got that, Gemini? It's like, where can you actually do nothing? You know, where can you just pause and ride the surfboard and let the waves crash around you, and you don't have to do anything different. It's just about really enjoying the ride and getting a different perspective. That different perspective often can't come from us. You know, we can only see things with our limited perspective. And so if you're willing to get perspective on a situation from a mentor, a friend, a loved one, a parent, a guardian, an aunt, a cool neighbor, you know what I mean? It's like get somebody else's take on this and don't do anything about it. This is being suspended in time. Can feel uncomfortable to Sagittarius because they're ready to go. Here's the Queen of Wands. They're on the adventure of life. They want to do stuff. It's almost like you have this sense that you want to go somewhere and do something anywhere but here, and you'll feel better. And anything different and will make you feel better. But that's not necessarily the case. You got the card of really do nothing different right now. Okay. So let's get a totem animal for our Sagittarius friends. Let's clear for our Sag friends. Okay, that one was blank. We get the eagle. How special is that? Having eagle eyes, having eagle vision, being able to see things from different perspectives, high on the mountaintop, looking down, bird's eye view. So for some of you Sag, check out what eagle medicine means and figure out what it means for you in your life right now. All right, let's clear the deck for Capricorns and just see what message we could offer our Capricorns for a little New Year's Eve message. Welcome everybody that's just joining. We're on Capricorn, so if we missed your sign, you can go back and listen to it once the recording's over. All right, Capricorns. Let's get it. We get the Five of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So all of the Pentacles are here. I feel like maybe this is a message about a brother, a father, an uncle, some kind of masculine energy in your life. It does feel like there's some conversations or communication that needs to be had, something needs to be said. And it does feel like things are moving forward. It doesn't feel necessarily comfortable. But if you can get through some of the uncomfortable parts of the conversation, one strategy that has worked well for me and my loved ones is, if I'm honest with you, this is how I'm feeling, right? And sometimes it's like Well, people want you to be honest with them, right? And so there's some reason why you're feeling like you can't just be direct and clear. And maybe it's time to look at that. It's the fives. This is an internal conflict, of course, and the Chariot is like you really are ready to kind of move through it and be through it. So if you've got a difficult conversation, or if you haven't been very in your integrity with your finances, this is a time to get clear on that. Right? So financial integrity, and also conversations with some of the men or masculine energies in your life that would help you just have a clean slate and feel good and sleep better. You know, those type of things. Happy New Year to you too. Awesome. All right, let's clear the deck for Capricorn, Spirit Totem. Okay. For our Capricorns, they get the ant. And the ant is small but mighty. You know, the ant moves great things. The ant has that community mentality, right? So playing with that a little bit can be fun. Look up the ant spirit totem and see what resonates for you. All right. Let's clear for Aquarius. Let's clear for Aquarius and see what it is our Aquarius friends need to hear. One thing they need to hear is the Seven of Cups. Lots of options. Don't worry, you're not boxed in. Nobody fenced you in. You've got lots of options. The Ace of Swords is there. The Eight of Wands is reversed. So things are happening, and you've got lots of options. And I think your best strategy here is to wait. This is not, say, like, go forward, yes, first option. I think you're better off kind of sitting back, waiting, and seeing what comes to you. Because you have a lot of options doesn't mean you have to take any of them, right? And so sometimes that's a great reminder. Just because there's a lot of opportunities in front of you doesn't mean you have to take it or do anything about it, right? You can actually sit back, wait, and see what the best option is, and you're going to know what that best you're going to know that choice, and you're going to be ready to pounce on it when it's time for you. Does look like with the Ace of Swords, fresh new beginnings. Something feels fresh and new. Something feels exciting. This can be a move, a change of pace. This can be a slower change of pace, right? So maybe starting the new year with a slower change of pace would be beneficial for some of our Aquarius too. All right, and so clearing for an animal totem for our Aquarius friends. Got the blank one again. All right, alligator. So alligator medicine for any Aquarius watching. Knowing the value there is very helpful. All right. Clearing now for Pisces. What is it that our Pisces friends have been waiting all year to hear, right? What is it that that our Pisces friends need to hear for New Year's Eve reading? It doesn't even feel real. Probably because I've been working all day, right? It doesn't feel very holiday-y when you're working all day, right? I'm going to have to put it down here in a little bit and rest. All right, let's clear the deck for Pisces for their New Year's Eve reading. All right. You're getting a Page of Cups reversed, an Empress reversed, a Three of Cups reversed. Looks like, and a Queen of Swords reversed. Looks like coming through a challenging season here, where maybe you're spending some time with your kids or your childhood wounds or your childhood nostalgia or any messages from childhood seems to be really what I'm picking up in this. And it doesn't necessarily look super comfortable, but at least you're able to be honest and clear. You're able to see things with awareness, and that's going to be really important as we go into this next season, just being really aware of whatever experiment you're conducting with your family or your inner child. All right, Pisces. And one little card for your totem animal. The possum. So we start and end with the possum, right? So I feel like maybe we should look at that together. I believe both Aries and Pisces got the possum. So everybody that speaks to, please look into that. I'm going to do a card from the yoga book, the Yoga Path deck, just for all of us, just a blessing for New Year's Eve. Just as an offering. Okay. Alright, get the card of Sattva. Sattva. Alright, so let's look that one up and I'll read it to you. So grab your tea, take a deep breath in, Sattva is on page 37. It's an Ayurvedic principle, of course, of purity, of clarity, right? So some of you may know more about Sattva than I do, so I'll just read this to you here. I don't know how to get it in both screens. There you go. It says you've let go of the things that were holding you back and are reaching deeper levels of clarity. So big thing here, right? Maybe you've cleaned up your diet, home, self-care products, relationships, thought patterns, career goals, or life outlook, and are now experiencing the joys that come with purity, Sattva. The space you have created is allowing greater gifts that are more aligned with your truth to present themselves. Let me recalibrate that sentence. It says, let's see, the space you have created is allowing greater gifts that are more aligned with your truth to present themselves. So continue on this path toward clarity by shedding all that's no longer serving you. When your body becomes pure, your thoughts and life will reflect that. Bring Sattva, purity, into all that you do, and your path will continue to become more clear. So Sattva, to me, is pretty easy at the physical level, right? Like we can always sweat more, move more, detoxify, drink lots of water, work out. Like at the physical level, purity is possible, but it's that mental level that we want to be focused on. You know, are my thoughts pure? And if not, what do I do about that? Like, what are my personal strategies for that, right? All right, guys. I'm going to seal this little reading in a sacred healing chamber, knowing that all is well as we close out 2021 together. May all of you just be in perfect peace and divine right alignment. Thank you for being here. I know there's plenty of tarot readers that you could watch or enjoy your day with, and I'm so honored that you're here with us. If you're new, please join us at wiseskiescollective.com. We offer one-on-one sessions, but we also offer a really cool $22 membership, and our workshops are members only. We have some cool stuff coming up in January. I'll leave them in the links below. And that's it. If we've got a digital astrology calendar, so if you're into astrology, or if you're not, you're brand new into astrology, it's cool because it shows you on your own calendar what the transits are. So you can click like, oh yeah, new moon in Capricorn, boom, here's what it is. So that's available for $35 in our shop. And that's it. I hope you have a beautiful new year. January, the astrology forecast is up. The 2022 predictions are up. The January forecast to me looks pretty good. The nodes are shifting. Of course, we'll be under Venus retrograde still, and Mercury will go retrograde. But honestly, there's a lot of really positive things. We get a new moon on the 2nd. The 1st, the sun is going to trine Uranus, and I feel like we get some aha moments. And so if you're feeling a little in the dark today, just know that tomorrow you may have some new ideas after you sleep on it. So thanks for your patience. I've been looking at both screens. I'm going to go ahead and end that one for Instagram, and then also for you guys here on Facebook and YouTube. And